What is up, everybody, and welcome to what is essentially the first episode of Para or Normal, where we go to haunted locations and we try to figure out if there are actually haunted things happening. We can get proof as well. We are actually Dark Horse Paranormal Society based out of Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. So this is what we do, and we just decided to turn it into a show. Tonight we're actually at Kingston Presbyterian Church Cemetery in Conway, South Carolina. We're a few days shy of Halloween, so we thought this would be kind of a cool spot because we've walked around in here and looked at a lot of these tombstones, these gravestones, and there's a lot of old graves out here, a lot of history in this very small cemetery. So we're kind of going to break it up into sections. It's going to be a very low-tech investigation tonight. We've got some lights with us. We've got our spirit box with us. Trent unfortunately couldn't be here with us tonight. He's another one of the members of the team. He's got the cool stuff. So anyways, we're gonna break this into sections, check out what we can check out, and hopefully we catch something on catch some evidence of some ghostly activity out here. So let's go. All right, so we're conducting the first part of our investigation tonight, and we usually work with motion sensing LED lights. We've placed one in the cemetery over there. We've got one by this tombstone area over there, and then we've got another one back down over here. And the theory behind this is, just like any other motion light, we're hoping something walks over to one of these lights and sets it off. There's Kenny. Hey, Kenny. Again, that's we've got some pretty good hits using this at other places, so we're kind of going to see what that does for us tonight. And we're also going to break out the spirit box here in a second as well. And see if we can get any hits off that, so we can get anybody to speak to us through it. So, all right, here we go. We're going to do our first spirit box session of the evening. For those of you watching, if you don't know what a spirit box is, this little handy dandy tool, although annoying, actually speeds through radio stations at different varying speeds, and the theory behind this is that it makes it easier for spirits to communicate to us. Obviously you're going to pick up snippets of radio stations as well, but we've used this in the past and we've gotten some pretty direct answers to some questions that we've asked. So we do think there's some science behind it, so I'm just going to turn this on. And again, I apologize because it is annoying, but we're going to do turn it down some. Change the sweep rate. Okay, here we go. Is there anybody in here with us tonight that wants to speak? You can speak into this box in my hand. Oh, whoa.
Did it just shut off?
No, I've never seen it do that before. Hold up. It just cut the... Oh, it's the speaker. The speaker shut off.
That's
We're
speaker.
professional.
Oh, yeah. It's always that speaker, though. Something happens with it. The speaker die?
Yeah, but the volume isn't... What in the world? Here, let me turn it off. Turn it back on. Technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Huh.
Yeah, I'm going to get a little closer.
Seems to be this area right here.
Yeah. I should have charged that up a little better. Okay, is there anybody here that wants to speak with us tonight? You can speak into this box. If you got anything you want to say to us, don't be afraid. You can speak into this box I have in my hand. Is that Spanish? Is there anything that anybody here needs to say to us or would like to say to us, or has a message you'd like to pass on? Please talk into this box. Kind of heard something faint in the background on that one.
That was light.
So one of our lights just went off. So let's go over there, Kenny.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Does somebody over here want to speak with us? I don't want to keep setting it off. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say to us? You can speak to this box I have in my hand. Do you hear no?
Yeah.
Is there any messages you'd like to pass on? Can you give us a name? Can you say one of our names back to us? My name is Matt. This is Kenny. Can you say Matt or Kenny? Can you tell us what year it is? Can you give us a date? Can you give us the day that you think it is? All right, we'll turn it off for right now. Not picking anything clear up.
Yeah.
Let's step back to where we were
Okay.
and see if we can get these lights to come on again. Because that's the only one I've seen come on so far.
Yeah.
And we've tested these lights pretty thoroughly, and we've discovered that, you know, small insects, bugs, you know, mosquitoes, flies, things like that won't set them off. So you have to get pretty dang close to it to set it off. I mean, what would you say, Kenny? What, 4 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only one we've had go off so far. I'm kind of watching the other ones.
That's kind of the spot too. Remember that's why I tried to take a photo. It kept going blurry.
Right, you took a photo earlier tonight when we got out here just to kind of get the feel of the place, and yeah, it did get blurry, which was weird. But it was these graves that you took a picture of. So I'm hoping we get some more activity off that light, or if that was just a fluke. We do have more tools. We have an EF meter and a REM pod. Unfortunately, Trek couldn't be out here with us tonight, so don't think this is all we have. We're working low tech tonight. That's all. Just to kind of give you a little bit of a teaser of what we do. We've got some bigger haunted locations we're going to explore, but this is a very old cemetery here in Conway, and we want to just kind of check it out. I mean, most of these graves here, what would you say, Kenny? What, 1800s?
Yeah, generally about mid to late 1800s.
So, I mean, it's very possible that if there, you know, is anything here, it's already probably passed on. But I don't know. If you're still here with us, whoever set that light up, can you set that light up again for us? No. Okay. It's probably camera shy. Okay.
It seems to be mainly just that area.
All right. Well, we're going to give it a few minutes to see if anything pops off and move to another section of the cemetery.
So I'm going to go ahead and ask some questions. We're going to glance around, kind of get an idea of, you know, the names, dates, so we have something to go off of and reference. But we're going to record it also, so just in case we catch anything that's not caught on the camera there. So I don't know if you want to ask any questions, you want me to just do it?
No, I'm going to let you do this thing. That's why we're doing this in night vision. We're trying to make this less, you know, less intrusive as possible. I mean, I kind of want to do this in the dark. Let nature take its course. So yeah, just start asking some questions, man. I may chime in, but I'm going to let you do your thing.
Okay.
You got your recorders down there by your feet. You're good to go, brother.
So is there anybody here that wants to speak to us? You could tell us anything. Can you tell us when you lived? Can you tell us what year it is? That just stopped. That's weird.
Your recorder just stopped?
Yeah, it just stopped for a second, then it cut back on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it keeps that's weird.
Yeah, keep rolling with that. Then they got line of questioning. I don't remember the last question you asked, dude.
Is there anybody in here that would like to speak? You could speak now. We just want to talk to you. It doesn't have to be anything too personal about you. We just want to know who's here. Do you know what year it is? Maybe if you fought in the war, because I think that one over there was a soldier.
But that grave over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely have a feeling that something's going to be on that recording, though.
Yeah, I felt like some things were trying to come through the spirit
Yeah.
box.
Yep.
They were faint, but when we go back through and go through the footage and
Yeah.
go back and listen to the audio, who knows what we'll pick up.
I agree. Yeah. You want to kind of walk a little bit? We'll see down here a little bit.
Yeah, pick up your recorders. I'll follow
Yeah.
you, dude. If you want to leave one,
Yeah, we'll leave that one. Actually, yeah, we'll leave that one.
just to see what we get.
This
And
one
then
cut off too.
did it really?
The screen shut off. And it's not even separate to shut off like that. That's weird.
Yeah, I'll follow you, man.
It's definitely this area. I'll just kind of be careful. There's a lot of cracks in the
Right.
ground. A nice cemetery though.
Oh no, it's awesome. It's very well kept. You know what I mean? Clean.
Yeah, I like that they do that. Take care of it. So is there anybody over here that would like to speak with us? And tell us your name. Anything you'd like to say. If you want to let us know that you're here, you can always pull on our shirt.
You can punch Kenny in the
You
face.
can do that too.
Yeah, he likes
I'm
that.
sure one of them's ghost punching me right now.
These are those old South ghosts, dude. They don't play.
Oh yeah, no they don't. No, not when you're on their lawn.
These old South ghosts don't give a crap.
Definitely a spider web right here. Since kind of.
You keep finding them. I haven't
know,
found a
I
single
run
spider
right in
web
on
since
every
we've been in
time.
here.
I'm bound to run into them. I'm the shortest guy, and I always run into them. So, is there anybody over here that was born in Conway and who lived here? Sure, a few people lived
There's a
here.
lot of people here from North Carolina.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's pretty odd. Did anybody travel here a lot? Is that why you're buried here?
Any ghosts or gerblins want to chit chat?
We got any gerblins about? Ghosts and gerblins. It's that time
Them
of the year.
gerblins.
This is the time too. It's Halloween. It's the time for the gerblins to run around.
You hear something?
Well, I was just looking at those ones too. Maybe check those out.
Oh, these ones over
Yeah, 'cause I
here.
think there was a couple we really didn't. See if I can get the flashlights. Because I'm definitely running into a lot of spider webs. Every time. It's just.
Maybe that's why I'm not hitting any because you're taking them down
Yeah.
for me.
I feel like it's either that or it's just moss, you know? There's a lot of that.
Oh, these Spanish moss trees, yeah.
These are kind of tucked back a little bit. Let's see what we got. Anybody over here that'd like to speak? I feel like I'm like aggressive with anybody want to talk?
Better talk.
Talk now.
Got something to say, say it. You gotta talk
Say
to your
it.
teeth. That's what you're not doing.
Get over here and talk. I feel weird like getting aggressive with him.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we all have our own way of doing it.
Yeah.
Trent sounds like an upset father.
He does,
like
yeah.
he's scolding the ghosts. I don't know why he
Some-
immediately goes to that, but
Sometimes
he
he
does.
does, and then sometimes he has like. It seems like he would be the more approachable one. Let's go to the light, but he has like more of an approachable kind of, demeanor. He's a
He
little nicer.
does, yeah. He's the calm, reserved one
Yeah.
of the group. Hey, what y'all doing?
What's
going
you
on?
ghost doing?
He's the beacon. We needed him here. That's
Yep.
we
That's
noticed,
exactly it.
and you'll see Trent in further investigations that we do, but Trent is the third member of this team, and ghosts seem to be inexplicably
him.
drawn to him.
They love his name. They say his name all the time.
Yeah, they say his name on the spirit box. It's bizarre. Like
You'll
me
hear
and
it.
Kenny, we get the scraps every
That's
once
the
in a
thing.
while, but
Or I get the demon screaming. It's like
Yeah.
whatever that was.
you had that one scream your name.
Yeah, that thing still freaks me out. So if anybody's nearby and you want to speak, we'll have recorders running. You can talk to us. You can say anything you want. We're not here to be malicious or mean. We just want to be able to communicate and get your story. If you have anything that you didn't get to say while you were alive, you can say it now. I think we'll probably wrap this up in a
Yeah.
second.
I'll go ahead and shut the camera off, and we'll give it a few minutes of just silence to see
That'll
what we
work.
pick up on the recorder, and we'll probably head back over this direction
Yeah.
in the spirit box session. So.
That'll work. Yeah,
All right.
that sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
All right, we are in another section of the graveyard over here, across pretty much where we were earlier. We set up some more lights around us to see what kind of activity we get over here. This is where we were just doing the EVP session. So now we're going to do another spirit box session to see if we get any hits over here. Oh, okay.
It's like we need something a little less energetic.
I'm going to kind of put that up to the camera some more. And hopefully we'll get some hits. So is there anybody over here that wants to speak with us? Once again, don't be afraid or alarmed about the box in my hand. It just helps us communicate with you. If you're here with us, can you give us a name? We saw a name over here that I thought was interesting, Narcissia. Is Narcissia here with us? If you're here with us, Narcissia, can you say yes? What was that? If there's anybody else here, can you say your name? Can you give us a... The heck just yelled? If there's somebody here with us, can you say our names back to us? Can you say Matt? Can you say Trent? Or, sorry, he's not here. But can you say it?
We'll say it. We're so used to it.
Can you say Kenny? Whoa. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I definitely heard that. That was weird.
Dude, I got chills from that,
Yeah,
man.
that was really weird.
Whoever just said that, can you say that again? Can you say Kenny? Can you say Kenny one more time for us, please? Say Kenny! Can you tell us what year it is? Couldn't make out what that said. Can you tell us anything else while you're here? What you're looking for? Anything we can help you with? Just speak into this box.
That was...
So, yeah, did you hear the thing come across and say your name, dude?
Yeah, and it said Kenny.
I mean, we'll go back through it later, but it was like Kenny.
Yeah. That was
Maybe
weird.
it was Narcissia over here.
It was like robotic. Alien.
Yeah, that was weird. There was a couple other things that came up in there.
I'm pretty sure when you said your name, I heard something real quick. And we'll have to go back. Luckily,
Like I said, there was a couple things I couldn't really make out.
Yeah.
But David, that you could tell it was moving over the static. But the thing that said your name,
Yeah.
you have a tendency to attract. So, I guess Trend attracts the ghosts.
Yeah.
You attract the like the demonic stuff.
Yeah, right.
The weird, creepy crap. That's
It
that's
is.
your
That's like
your
the second
calling.
weird demonic Kenny one we got. You know.
That's that voice. It's just that quality of that
was
voice is just
creepy.
bizarre, man.
That was creepy.
But again, no lights really kicking on over here. I mean, this area is pretty quiet, of course.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll just kind of hang out over here, do some recording on your devices, get some EVP, and hopefully we'll capture some EVP.
Yeah.
And then we got one more section of the graveyard over here. It's kind of fenced off. I don't know if it's a family plot. We're going to try to get some names off some of the gravestones, and we'll see what's what. All right, everybody, we've moved to another portion of the cemetery, hopefully to get some more hits off it. It appears to be a family plot. It's actually fenced in, so we're actually not going to move in past the fenced area, but we're going to get close and see what we can pick up. And as always, we're going to start with a spirit box session. So we'll just spin around here and see what we can pick up. Okay. If there's anybody over here that would like to speak with us, speaking of this box in my hand. Heard that no again.
Yeah.
If you're here with us, can you use this box to tell us your name?
That's okay.
Can you say one of our names back to us? My name's Matt. This is Kenny. Did you hear that? Kind of higher pitched. At least it wasn't demonic this time.
Yeah.
If you're here with us, can you tell us why you're still here? Can you give us any information at all? Can you tell us what year it is?
Sounds like you're trying to say something. There's that Mexican thing.
Always the mariachi band in the background. Can you tell us where you are right now? Do you know where you are? Can you say the name of this town? Sounded kind of like Conway, but I can't be certain.
Can you set off one of the lights for us?
Yeah, we have 3 lights around us right now. Can you set one of those lights off if you're here with us?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like, well, then do it.
Well, then do it.
Can you tell us what year it is?
It's weird to cut out.
It's weird too. It hasn't done that since when?
Can you, if we're intruding in your space and you want us to leave, can you tell us something on this box or turn one of the lights on?
Yeah.
Did you leave?
Yeah.
Can you turn one of the lights on if you want us to go?
Sorry.
Oh, this is not the right. This ain't where I parked my car. Y'all crazy.
No.
No.
What was that voice?
Same voice
Yeah,
again.
that was definitely it. Can you say Kenny?
Can you say Matt?
Can you say Trent?
That was weird.
What the fuck is that?
If you want us to go, tell us to leave. Can you use this box to say leave or go? Tell us one more time. I'm not sure we heard it. If you want us to leave, say leave. I heard get out.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Whoever this is does not want us to.
So we're bothering one of you. If you really want us to go that bad, we will, but you have to turn that light off for us again. Can you turn that light off?
It cut off.
So it clearly wants us to leave. All right, let's back up a little bit. Because whatever's here is not happy we're here right now. Okay, I'm about to shut this box up. Is there anything else you want to tell us before we go?
Tell us to leave.
Anything else you need to say to us before we leave? The grass.
It's in the grass.
Okay. That's weird.
Alright, so just a minute ago we'd done a spirit box session, and we seemed to get a lot of communication from this grave, or somebody nearby it. A couple times told us to leave, and at one point mentioned the grass, which is kind of weird because we put it together and that light was sitting on that grass, and then seconds later the light cut on, and then when we asked it to cut off, it cut off. So I was going to come over here and kind of ask a few questions and see if maybe we get a response. Seems to be one of the more active areas, so we'll go ahead and start that right now.
Yeah, cut the lights off and you know,
Yeah.
the flashlights and all that. Hopefully we'll, you know, a little more unobtrusive that way.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully catch something. So yeah, we got a light over here, and I'm gonna kind of be watching it to see if we can get some hits off that again while we're standing over here. But I'm gonna let Kenny do your thing, brother.
All right. So, whoever was here with us, could you tell us your name? That was weird. Could you tell us if you wanted us to leave, because this is how it seemed. Or somebody with a truck.
It's the only bad thing about doing investigations in cities.
It's always one.
Not as bad as Blaine. That was
no, that place was
Peacock
awful.
in the background.
It was like
shut up.
bike week too. So if you were talking to us, could you tell us if you wanted us to leave? Are you upset, or do you just not want anybody to bother you? Would you like to tell us anything? The year? Can you tell us what year it is? Were you born here in South Carolina? Do you like us being here, or do you want us to leave? That was weird. I thought we had a light over there. There was like something just lit up, but there's nothing over there.
I do have one of the lights over there.
There's one on the end?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, how did that
It
just light
probably went off because I set it off going out over
Okay.
there.
So are you related to any of the other people nearby, buried nearby? Do you want me to move back a little bit? Are you standing next to me at all? If you are, you can pull on my shirt. You can touch my arm. Punch me in the face if you want.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that
Always
method.
says.
It's affirmative. It's quick.
She's like, well, I was a boxer. It's like, okay, no, we're going to rule out that option. So if you're nearby, could you set off one of those lights for us? Because you did that last time.
Maybe ask it the same line of questions.
Yeah, that's what I was
once it's
thinking.
gone.
If you want us to leave, can you cut the light on?
No, you're okay here. That's
Yeah.
where you were standing before.
That's it, yeah, I just don't think you're being right there.
Yeah, it was that patch of grass specifically. I did not like.
We have 3 separate lights over here. Some that are a little bit further away. Are you able to tell anybody else to cut the lights on?
Apparently, they just don't like me.
Yeah.
If you want me to leave, yeah. If you want me to leave, can you turn that light on for us? Or one of the lights? If I'm upsetting you or disturbing you in some way, and you want me to go, turn on one of those lights for us.
If you want me to leave, cut on one of the lights.
Well, now suddenly you're okay with us being.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just gave up.
We've
Okay.
earned their trust.
Maybe he's like, screw it. I tried to get rid of you before.
It's like, you're obviously not leaving. You're recording us.
You're liars.
So we're going to end this in just a second. This is going to be probably one of the only chances you get to communicate with us for a while. So if you want to say anything you want to say, you can say it right now. We have things that can pick up what you say, and you can say it to that. Anything at all. We're going to go ahead and stop.
All right.
All right, and that concludes the investigation here at Kingston Presbyterian Cemetery. Overall, a very cool place. I mean, like Kenny had said earlier, the vibe we got in here immediately was just almost welcoming. Again, very cool place, a lot of history here. Oddly enough, there are a lot of children interred here. That's one of the things that Kenny picked up on as we were walking around. Not much in the way of physical activity. We did get some lights over by the family plot, which was cool. We got a little back and forth there. We're hoping to get some really cool stuff off of the video and audio as well. So we're going to go back and pour through the evidence. Hopefully we got something cool that we can share with all you guys. So that's all for tonight.
Yep.
All right. We'll see ya. So yeah, the Kingston Presbyterian Cemetery, really cool place actually. What do you think?
Yeah.
What were your initial thoughts walking into that place?
First walking in, I thought it was kind of small, so I wasn't sure, if there was going to be a whole lot. Um, I like the setting a lot though, at the church and everything like that. It's kind of cool that it's tucked away. It's not something
Right.
that is out in the open and a little bit of a busy area, but I like that it was tucked away and it's one of those cemeteries that probably doesn't get visited much. So maybe that's part of the reason, 'cause, it's pretty active and maybe that's part of the reason why.
Yeah, no, one of the things that I picked up on there immediately is like you had said before. I mean, I'm in no way, shape, or form a psychic or even a sensitive. I don't want to put that across there like I think I am. But you do get
Right.
vibes when you go into places, just like any other place in the world. You get a vibe, and the vibe in there was pretty peaceful. And I think
Yeah.
the evidence that we found to a point showed that.
Yeah.
I think that. Just initially getting the feel of the place, kind of walking around, kind of seeing everything. I mean, obviously, just a very cool place. I mean, I thought it was cool how they had those marble plaques on the wall that talked about how some of the earliest members of this church were actually buried underneath the church.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
was really cool, just to get a piece of that history. Going around and seeing some of the other ones along that far wall, that was cool. But so jog my memory, because I mean, it's what, been a week. Um, we started off, first beer box session was the one nearest to, like, I guess what would be the exit. Because what happened there? What made us want to start there? Something happened and I can't put my finger on what it was.
Well, I think when we first started, we set out the lights. I want to say we got a little bit of a hit at the beginning, and it was a grave event, which is pretty weird because I went back and listened to it again, and it was a recording when I went over there and kind of recorded by myself.
Uh-huh.
Uh, it it's really weird. I can't, because at first I thought it was like maybe a background sound, and it's kind of it's a voice. You could tell it's a voice, um, but it sounds like it's really slowed down. It's very weird. Uh, it's kind of got like a drowned out sound to it, but I couldn't pick up what exactly it's saying. But you can hear a voice and it's speaking real slowly as I'm talking at normal speed. And I think that was part of the reason we first started off over there. And then I know the lights. We had one of the lights that was pretty close to.
It
So
kicked on.
yeah, yep. There was a
In
light that
fact,
kicked.
I'm not even mean to cut you off, buddy. But while we're talking about the Avant grave you were next to,
Uh,
um, let's cue that audio up, because I actually have that, and let everybody at home kind of see what they think of that as well. Give me 1 second here, bud. So yeah, this is Kenny over by that gravestone he was literally just talking about. Hold up. My computer's running slow. Give me 1 second, Kenny.
that's all right.
Okay, now I can't find it, so never mind. I thought I
I
had it
mean,
in
I
here.
have it. I
Yeah?
have it, but I don't know how it would sound playing it. I mean, I can try to real quick.
Oh, wait. Nope, I found it. My
Oh, you
bad.
got it? Cool.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so this is what Kenny heard over by that original gravestone.
Hey, man. Oh, that's cool. That's it.
And that's kind of where it tapers off. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
there's
kind of
definitely.
harder.
Go ahead, bud. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say it's kind of hard to hear. With headphones, you can hear it a little clearer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really weird because I went back and listened to it just a little bit ago because I'm trying to remember exactly what it was that was on that. Because I was like, yeah, I kind of remember there being something there. So I went back and listened to it. And with headphones, you can hear it really well. Because it's faint, but you can hear it kind of. It's really bizarre. It's kind of like sounds like a.
No, I'm with you. The first time you said it to me, I didn't have headphones on. Had a kind of a hard time hearing it.
Yeah,
Listened to it about 2 or 3 times in a row, and what I thought was car noises in the back actually
yeah,
is right. There's something. again, I can't make out what's being said, but it's like you said, it's almost like it's somebody underwater almost. I know that's a
Yeah,
really poor description, but that's what it sounded
yeah,
like.
yeah. And that's the thing is because that's what I first thought was maybe it was one of the vehicles, but you can hear like the audio. You can hear the split between what was a vehicle that was nearby and then whatever that was. You know, you can kind of hear the
Right.
difference after. But it is something with headphones. It's a lot easier to hear. Um, so it was kind of one of those ones where I was like, maybe, maybe not. But that was pretty much the end of that one.
Cool. I got you. So yeah, no, that was kind of the only thing I think we found in that area. The next hot spot, I definitely think, is when we kind of move closer to that wall. Again, it's hard to describe the areas. We kind of split this cemetery up into three
Yeah,
sectors. There was the area with graves nearest the exit. Then there was the one nearest the wall, and then there was the family residence. The family plot in the back. And
yeah,
so we went to the one nearest the wall next. And I know we did a spirit box session, and this is the one that to me is probably the second coolest piece of audio we found. Now, for those of you watching at home, what we typically do when we do spirit box sessions, we kind of figured out a long time ago, we get hits like this, is we'll almost always go into, hey, this is my name, this is his name, can you say your names back to us?
yeah,
It's something that we've had pretty fair amount of success with in the past. And Kenny is prone to getting these weird, almost demonic sounding voices
yeah.
say his name back. So I want everybody at home to listen to this. This was caught in the spirit box. Very creepy stuff. Let me cue it up here. Hold on one second. Here we go.
We're so used to it.
Whoa!
Right there, dude.
Did you
Right
hear
there.
that?
Yeah, I definitely heard that.
Let me shut that down. Let me shut that down. But yeah, I hope everybody heard that back at home. That was, in fact, I'm going to play it one more time. I know it sounds stupid,
Yeah.
but I just want everybody to understand I mean, crazy.
Tell us one more time. I'm not sure we heard it. If you want us to leave, say leave.
Nope, wrong video. I'm queued up the wrong video.
It's all right. That one's
Here,
gonna be
We're so
good.
used to it.
here we go.
Can you say Kenny?
Oh,
Whoa!
every time I hear it, dude.
You can
I
hear
was
it. That's
listening.
how I was.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna tell you, I was showing Carly it because I was like, "Can you hear this?" Because it's kind of chops up a little bit,
Yeah,
and I think that's why I believe it so much is that it doesn't just sound like it picked up on a random signal, and the timing is just so perfect. I mean, to me, it's
yeah,
like there's just a way it
yeah.
could have been something else, and I was explaining to her because she didn't hear it at first, and I was like, you have to listen, but I'm like, because the distorted audio can make it difficult if you don't know what you're listening for. But I was like, you can definitely hear it say Kent, and then it breaks up and it says knee. It's
Yes, it
really,
does. It does. And
and
again, man, I've listened to this stuff so many times. I mean, how many spirit box sessions have we poured through?
yeah,
I
exactly,
get why they're dubious. I completely understand why people call bullshit. I do.
yeah,
But because you are picking up snippets of radio stations and broadcasts, and it can
yeah,
easily, oh, no, that's a ghost. That's not what we're saying. There's a different quality and a different. I don't know how to word this. It's almost like it's pushing through the broadcast rather
yeah.
than
Yep.
riding the
That's
wave. And that
I
was it.
call it. That's how I call it intercepting a signal. That's
Yeah.
what to me it is. It's intercepting the voice. And to me, I think of it as like a net. You're casting a net out and you're pulling in all this audio, but you're able to really tell, because there's a lot of times we'll pick up something and I can tell it's the radio and
Yeah.
it'll sound weird and the timing will be weird. But in my head, I know I'm like, that's a radio, that's nothing to really focus on. But then there's those ones like that one where the audio, it like you said, it breaks through, it splits up the audio, and it's like it takes over, and you can hear the way that breaks up the volume completely in the background. The
Oh
sweeping is
yeah.
just hear the voice, and that to me is a voice breaking through.
Yep.
And biggest thing is the timing of it. The timing of it, the two that we've gotten with my name, the timing of it
It's just it really is if you were sitting there talking to somebody through a walkie-talkie or something like that, and just them responding right away. It's just, the timing
Right.
is just too perfect for me to think that it's a radio signal or that it's just a coincidence, because it's happened twice.
No, you're absolutely right. And not only that, but the way it almost, like you said, pushed through the
Yeah.
static. I mean, it wasn't, just part of the static. It was pushing through it. I mean, and again, it was right after you said, "Can you say Kennedy?" I mean, it
Yeah.
was instant. So again,
Yep.
I don't believe for half a second that was just,
No. And
coincidence.
the thing too, I've shown it to a couple people to get their opinion on it, and they're like, okay, yeah, that's pretty weird. And the thought of course is always the way it sounds. It sounds creepy, but to me, I would think it would be a person. It's just that it's a distorted sound. But I think it's trying to figure out where I'm leading with this. It's hard to really show that to people and explain to them how that would be different than a radio signal, but you can tell, the
Yeah.
way you can that it breaks through everything, that you get used to listening to these things and you get used to picking up on what is and what isn't, and
Right.
to me it sounds like it's a person talking, and it's distorted a little bit. But I think too is the way that we experienced it firsthand
Yeah.
is so different than listening to the audio of it, because we both were just shocked. I mean, the way it happened, I remember we both looked at each other, because I thought to myself, I was like, did I just hear that? And then I looked over and seen your reaction, and I was like, okay, I was like, I'm pretty sure he heard it say my name too.
Oh yeah. No. We both remarked on it at the same time. So
Yeah.
again, that was probably my second favorite EVP, or not EVP, but Spirit Box session we had that night.
Yeah.
Findings now, and we did pick up a few other little things. I mean, there was a second time where I think it says both of our names. Let me pull that
Yep.
up. Yep, here we go. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yes. My name's Matt. This is Kenny. Did you hear that? It's a higher pitch. At least it wasn't demonic this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of get a little snippet of both on that one.
It's really weird about that, because I remember when I went back and I found that if you listen to it, there's this weird noise. I can't even think of how to explain it. It sounds like I don't even want to say static, because most of it's static, but this electrical sound. And you can hear, I think if you're able to clean the audio up really well, you would be able to hear your name for sure, because I can hear that right at the beginning. As soon as you say Matt, it's got like a weird sound to it, but you can hear Matt.
Right.
And then on this says my name, it almost sounds like the one that it answered before, but in a higher, pitch. And it was really weird, because that was another one where the timing on it, you can hear, especially with your name, you can definitely hear it. You can hear it if you listen real closely. You can hear it say Matt, and it's real quick.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I'm with you 100%. I think that's what it was as well. And one thing that I do want to point out, which I think is going to add another level of depth to this, and maybe even a little bit more credibility, is on the next investigation we do, we're going to try out the Estes method. Because one of the major issues that we have with the Spirit Box is we're trying to ask questions, but it's still going constantly. So there's a lot of times where you can hear something, but I'm talking over it, or Kenny's talking over it, because it just happens so quick.
Yeah.
The Estes method is going to be nicer, because it's literally one person is going to kind of like act as the voice of the Spirit Box. They're going to put on a blindfold, they put on noise canceling headphones, and they literally just say what's coming to the box. The genius behind this is that they can't hear what we're asking. And not only that, but we get a little louder feedback that we can't really talk over. That's what I like about that, because I think that even when we're out there listening to things, you're in this setting, your brain kind of fills in blanks that it wants to fill in. I mean, some things it's just there, but this kind of gives a more conclusive, nope, we really heard that because he just said that, and he has no idea what we're talking about. So
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I like it, and it'd be interesting to try out.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think we should definitely try that out in the next investigation we do.
Yeah.
But moving on to my favorite part of Kingston was the family plot.
Yeah.
There's a family plot kind of tucked in the back, and this is where things kind of got a little strange. whatever was there, whether it be one presence or several presences there, clearly did not want us there. And as you saw in the video earlier, we're asking the spirit box questions, and I think we even say, the light kicks on, which brought our attention to that corner, and then we pretty much flat out say, hey, if you really want us to leave, turn the light off, and the light instantly goes off. And that was cool in and of itself. I mean, that had that kind of interaction back and forth. But what was really cool was the audio we were getting the entire time. And that's kind of hard to make out, through the video on the spirit box. So I just want to share a couple clips. So I don't remember exactly, this is when I think we asked the questions 3 or 4 times. Like, do you want us to leave?
Tell us one more time. I'm not sure we heard it. If you want us to leave, say leave.
So let me rewind that a little bit, because I don't think people probably heard that. If you listen right in the back, this is where you hear "get out." Just a quick "get out." Something just immediately did not want us to be there. Let me play it one more time.
Tell us one more time. I'm not sure we heard it. If you want us to leave, say leave.
Right before that. You hear that "get out." Get out.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we heard, actually, I remember several times, because we were kind of laughing a little bit, because like some of it we were like, maybe it's a voice, some of it maybe it was a radio, but we kept hearing leave, get out, leave, get out. And we're like, okay. And it was probably sitting there like, why the hell are these guys? Because we're like, oh, it's telling us to leave.
And we're not going anywhere. Like, these guys.
Yeah, we're just like, can you say it again?
These guys are either deaf or they're just being assholes. No,
I think it was.
What's up?
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. You're okay.
No, it's because I think you mentioned leave. I wanted to pull that one up too.
Yeah.
To leave. Can you use this box to say leave or go?
Hear it right there, man. Leave. Let me rewind it again.
Tell us one more time. I'm not sure we heard. Tell us one more time. I'm not sure we heard it. If you want us to leave, say leave.
Was that the same one I played earlier?
Tell us one more time. I'm not sure we heard it. If you want us to leave, say leave.
It is. I don't know what's going on. I keep playing the same audio over and over again. But
anyway, I think it kind of jumps back to the previous track.
Gotcha. We're still learning. All right. Technical difficulties as always. We're learning. But anyway, you can hear the leave clear as day. It's just a quick leave.
And it's funny because it sounds just like the one that says "get out." It sounds exactly like it. And I think they were at least a minute apart, the way that it happened. But it was funny because it was the exact same voice, and it was like a man,
Yeah, but this is where it gets cool. So this is, what I'm about to go into next, because this by far was the coolest EVP we picked up the whole night. Or not EVP, I'm sorry, the Spirit Box session audio we picked off of it. So in the video, as you just saw, when the light kicks off, I didn't catch this on the Spirit Box because I was watching the light. I don't think, Kenny, you really did either.
No, I didn't catch it till.
No, you went back home and poured through the audio, and you kind of sent this file over to me. And this is insane. Now, I'm going to play it once at regular speed, and then I'm going to slow it down. And the reason I'm going to slow it down is because you can clearly make out the words. Oh, geez, and I'm so excited. Yeah, they turned it off. You hear "turned it off." It's a female voice. Yeah. It says "turned it off," but then she says something else really quickly. You're going to hear that in a minute. So let me play that one really quick. Let me play that for everybody. So yeah, here's "turned it off."
Bothering one of you. If you really want us to go that bad, we will. But you have to turn that light off for us again. Can you turn that light off?
Right there.
It's off. So it clearly wants us to leave.
So as everybody just heard,
let's back up a little bit. Whatever's here is not happening.
So yeah, as everybody just heard, you heard "turn it off" clear as day. And then she says something really quick afterwards. Well, I listened to this, and I listened to it, and I had my, obviously had the headphones on, kind of had them pressed against my ears, and I'm pretty convinced she says "turned it off," but it's still there. Yeah. Like, I don't know if they expected it to disappear. I mean, that's what we said. we do, and we leave. I'm going to slow it down for you, and I want you
Yeah.
to see what you make out of it. You know, everybody at home, you know, you do the same. Maybe we're just crazy. So let me cue that audio back up. And I'm going to slow it down this time.
Bothering one of you. If you really want us to go that bad, we will, but you have to turn that light off for us again. Can you turn that light off?
Hold on a minute.
It cut off.
I'm gonna rewind it a bit. I was trying to get to the speed button. Sorry. All right, here we go again.
If you really want us to go that bad, we will, but you have to turn that light off for us again. Can you turn
Now
that
it's
light
slow.
off?
It cut off.
Hear it? Did you hear that?
Yeah, do it one more time.
Okay, let me one more time.
That
Dude,
kinda
it's turned it
spoke to-
off. Yeah, turned it off, and it's still there. Is what I
Yeah.
keep picking up. Let me
I
play it
thought
one
that
more
or
time.
that. I was
Bothering one
thinking
of you.
that. Let's
If
see.
you really want us to go that bad, we will, but you have to turn that light off for us again.
Hold on.
Can you turn that light off?
That's what I'm hearing. I mean, obviously, you may hear something different at home, but I swear it's turned it off, and it's still there.
Yeah. I thought that, or like what you had originally said when we first talked about it, was they're still here.
And it might be it, like that. Maybe that's what's cool about it is not only is it a voice commenting on what just happened, but it's also clearly talking to something else. It's not talking to us. You know, it's almost like there's somebody there with it. And then again, what's even cooler is if that's true, like it's almost like, what the hell? They said they were going to leave. We turned the damn light off.
Leave.
That one
no,
was by
that's
far the coolest.
when I heard that, I was blown away because it's always nice whenever you get something that, because you can hear the radio going and then you can hear that voice behind it, and so that just immediately tells you it's not the radio. So when I first heard that, I was blown away by that because I was like, this, you can hear it. I was hoping it would be easier for other people to hear because it's a little faint.
Yeah.
Whatever you've got it playing on is perfect because you can hear it really clearly. But one of the best ones, I've ever heard. Not even just what we've gotten, but I've
Right.
ever.
You know, especially since we've been doing this. I mean, we've got some really cool stuff. But that by far, just because of how many depths there are to it, it's not just hey, look at that random voice we heard. That could be something to do with us. It was the exact same time the light went off. It was just too pointed, man.
Exactly.
And again, just the fact that it was almost like conferring with something else. Like, what's the deal, man? We turned the light off, and it's still here.
So, yeah, and the timing, because I remember whenever that happened. Hang on. Of course, somebody calls me in the middle of this.
We're real professionals, guys. We do this for a living.
Well, I'm glad it was somebody calling on the other phone and not this one because it had messed it up. But whenever that happened, I remember the way we were positioned. So that grave where the light was at was kind of right in front of me, and you were standing to my right. So you were facing the other way. And I remember just kind of pointing over because the timing of it, was so perfect. You had said that, and then the light cut off. But to be able to go home and hear that, to hear in the audio the moment that happened and hear that voice, it was just, it shocked me because I didn't hear it whenever we were in the session, never heard it, Yeah. And so that to me tells us like it caught something because neither one of us heard that. It wasn't as clear as like the Kenny audio or anything like that. It was different,
It was. Again, I don't think we've ever had something line up that well, And again, I think that helps us with what we're trying to do is, prove that there's truly a such thing as, ghosts, spirits, whatever you want to call them. And again, I'm not saying that's 100% damning evidence, but to get the more and more things line up like that, I think only helps our cause with what we're trying to prove, There's one more thing I want to share, one more piece of audio that you caught. This is what Kenny and I were talking about earlier when we say there are things we pick up that could be snippets of broadcast. Now, the way this sounds, it's a little too clean for me to think that it's totally a ghost. But it was the timing that kind of, and we've ran into this before where we get timing of a certain voice or a thing that'll come across. So that light that we use is on the grass, and this was right after
Yeah.
we heard those voices. So you're going to hear this voice. I think it says something on the grass or something like that. I'm gonna cue it
Yeah.
up real quick so everybody can hear it. Here we go.
Before we leave.
So that's slowed down. Still slow. Hold on, let me speed it back up.
Before we leave.
Yep. Here we go. So that's that same audio, but at normal speed this time. Get it?
Yeah.
The grass. I mean, you kind of just pick out that. Now, again, that absolutely could be a snippet of a broadcast.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's kind of the way because I remember we heard it when it happened and we kind of chalked it up to it being that. But it was funny because I remember hearing it and I was like, what are the chances that it says that? As we're looking, and I'm looking right over at it whenever that happened. And because whenever we heard it at first, it said grass. And I kind of remember looking over at you and I was like, grass. And I was like, oh, the light's over there on the grass, right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Again, very cool. I always like when
Yeah.
stuff like that lines up. Not
That's
saying
what-
it's 100% paranormal. It's just
It
those
was
strange coincidences. Are cool.
Incidents. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, overall, I really think that was it was, I'm going to be honest with you. Not that I wasn't looking forward to it because that place has a lot of history in it. And that's something we always appreciate.
Hmm.
It's always a little harder to do an investigation in a cemetery because you can't really point it down to one certain thing because you're literally surrounding yourself with, a lot of potential things. But I wasn't expecting a lot from this place, and we actually got, a little bit of a reward right there. I would definitely say there's something to those last instances of those lights coming on. Again, that's, obviously for people at home to decide what they believe. But that was by far the coolest evidence we've gotten, period. So far. But yeah, overall, a really cool place. Definitely a place I would go back to again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're just even outside of the paranormal aspect, but the headstones and stuff, the way that they're designed, like the ones with the, kids and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just crazy to sit there and look at, because the architecture of the church and everything like that, it like you said, I didn't expect much going in, but I definitely left there, wanting to go back because I feel like they're.
Absolutely. The architecture, the vibe, even the little accents like the Spanish moss, that massive Spanish moss tree hanging in the background there was just all cool elements. But overall, a great investigation, and again, something I would go back and do again for sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, again, I think we can safe to say that one's on the fence. Again, it's up to the people at home to really decide what they believe. We'll always leave it open to that. But very cool. And again, I cannot wait for the next one. Whichever one that one's up lining up to be. Unless you've got anything else, Kenny.
Right at the moment, no, I think we pretty much covered all of it. There was a couple weird things that happened here and there. I got really sick for some reason. I don't know what happened there.
That was weird. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was the way it happened. I don't know. It was really weird. But other than that, I mean, it was an enjoyable place to go to, just to go to it to begin with. But the stuff that we got out of it was really nice. And I hope that, those that are listening can hear it and understand exactly what we're presenting. Because I think that what we caught, not all of it, but, the good things, most of it, I think were pretty good, evidence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm with you 100%. It was definitely compelling. And, I hope that's something that we see more of when we go to other locations. So I think that about's going to cover it for tonight. Thank you all for watching. And, the whole like and subscribe thing. I'm still learning the format here at YouTube.
We're old.
Yeah, we're very old. But anyway, like and subscribe, man. And then that's us from Para or Normal. And we'll see you next time.